guys, Julia here from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with the bins haul. This was one of the most fun days I've ever spent in the bins. I have one of my most favorite vintage pieces I have ever found in my entire life. I have some pocket treasure that you will not believe. Well, you'll believe it, but you won't expect it. Either way, before we get started here, guys, if this is your first time here, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, first and foremost, welcome. I am Julia, that is my name. We talk all things thrifting and vintage and the business of reselling on the internet here. If that sounds like something that you might be into, consider hitting subscribe down below. I would love to have you along on this journey. But without further ado, guys, we have a lot to get through. I think I have 40 pieces here. And again, just some really fun pieces, lots and lots and lots to talk about. So why don't you go grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink, and you know I've got my matcha latte. And yes, I absolutely did go a little overboard on my order this morning. No regrets. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the goods. Hi guys, before we get into this absolutely insane haul, I want to take a minute to thank Vendoo for partnering with me on this video. Now, I have essentially been running my business out of Vendoo since more or less day one of my reselling journey. Their cross-listing feature helps me list all of my items on as many marketplaces as I want. It just takes a few additional clicks and about 25 seconds to list these items on any one of the platforms that they have available. And they have pretty much every platform that you want to sell on. They've got Poshmark, Depop, Mercari, eBay, Shopify, Etsy, Vinted, Grailed, Vestiaire, and they're constantly working to add more. It takes the messiness out of managing my inventory across all these different marketplaces, and probably my favorite thing that they do is that they have an auto delist feature that when something sells on one marketplace, it automatically delists it from any other marketplace that I have it listed on. Without me lifting a finger, I don't need to pay attention, I don't need to trigger anything, it just happens. But they've just continued to add features that remove friction points and take a lot of my busy work off of my plate. They added a feature that allows you to send automatic offers to likers. So as a liker is actively shopping and they like one of your items, they will trigger an offer to go to them in a timely fashion. So you don't have to be babysitting your marketplaces to make sure that you're getting those offers out at the right time. They've also recently added a sharing function where you can set Vendoo up to share your Poshmark closet multiple times a day, to refresh your Depop listings multiple times a day, or to bump your Grailed listings multiple times a day. Again, without you having to do a thing or think about it. It's just done. Let me show you how easy it is to set this up. Let's hop over to the computer. So on your dashboard, you just go to the Pro Tools, that's the little star right here, and you just click on Marketplace Sharing. Let's do Depop. I've already got a few refreshes set up here, so we'll just add a new one. I want to add one at 9 p.m. at night. So you just start right here. I'm going to click Advertise the Maximum Amount. So that's all of my listings that I've got. I'm going to refresh it at a random order. I'm going to refresh it at a normal speed, and you have a choice to go ultra slow, slow, fast, whatever floats your boat. I'm just going to select normal, and then you schedule refreshing, and that's it. So you just type in the time you want. 9 p.m. Select every day, so that's going to do this every single day of the week. And that's it. It's done. It will refresh my listings every night at 9 p.m. on Depop. So I know you've heard it from me a million times, whether I'm working with Vendoo on a video or not. Cross-listing is the #1 way to increase your sales as a reseller, and Vendoo takes the work out of it and continues to address those friction points and the busy work that we face as resellers. I literally could not do what I do if I did not have Vendoo in my toolkit. It is basically the cornerstone of my business. So guys, if you want to give Vendoo a try, and I truly cannot recommend enough that you do so, click the link in the description down below and take 25% off of your first month. And don't forget, if you try it and you love it, don't forget to sign up for the annual plan because you can get up to 2 months free. And who doesn't love free? So guys, give it a try. I love Vendoo. I know you will too. Now, back to the haul. All right, let's start this off with something that of course I love. This is a burnout velvet kimono. So that's gonna be an always yes from me, brand or no brand. These kind of things fly out of my closet. This one is actually from Floriat, which is a brand that is sold at Anthropologie. I don't know if it's an in-house brand for Anthro, but it's definitely sold there. And it's just lovely. It's this maroon and yellow, very fall colors. So this is very, very timely. I have no doubt that this will sell really quickly, and with it being an Anthro brand, I'll probably see somewhere $30 to $35 on it. If this was something that was like brandless, but you know, still burnout velvet, it's probably somewhere between $20 to $25. But really, with the exception of like really hot in search of items, if I was to pull all of the data from the last couple years of reselling, I can guarantee that burnout velvet kimonos are probably the most consistently fast selling items that I pull in. I'm still waiting for my silk Johnny Was burnout velvet kimono. It's coming. I don't know when, but it will be here. Next up, now this is a little knit blazer, and this is from J. Crew. Now, I don't pick up a ton of J. Crew, but I actually have a few pieces this week that I think are gonna be really quick sellers. J. Crew, obviously very expensive brand. Quality is always really great. Vintage J. Crew, if you can find a J. Crew piece with the Oarsman label, I'll see if I can find a picture of one and put it right up here. Those always sell well, and if you do find one, make sure you put like Oarsman in the title and in the listing. But this is just a little knit blazer, and this is something that Quince has duped. And anytime you have something that Quince has duped, you should probably pay attention to it, because there's a reason that they did it. This is cotton merino wool blend, so it's definitely a high quality blend. It's a size medium, and it's in a pretty shell pink. Again, a perfect fall piece, a good transitional piece, something that I have no doubt will sell fairly quickly. I'll probably see somewhere between like 30 and 40 on this, maybe a little bit more. I haven't done a ton of research on this yet, but like I said, anytime that I see something that Quince has duped, I'm paying attention, because there were enough sales and enough popularity on that piece to trigger Quince looking into it and being like, can we do this cheaper? And the Quince ones are all organic cotton. This one does have some merino wool in it, so perfect condition. Next up, now this is a weird and well-made thing, and I have to be a little bit careful about this because there's like profanity on this, and you know, I don't set out to be a family-friendly show, but like we're not gonna mess with YouTube. But anyway, so I'll show you like a little piece of it. So do you see the sparkle on that? This is a really nicely made sweatshirt, and it had these sewn, these are like sewn mini sequins on it. And then I saw the logo, and I'm gonna cover up the first word with my hand, and it's effing awesome. That's the brand. And you know, just everything about this kind of triggered that like hype beast streetwear aesthetic. Size extra large, it's French terry, it's quite nice. And it's in great shape. So sold comps on this brand, I haven't been able to find this specific sweatshirt, but sold comps are anywhere between like $30 and $100 depending on what they are. So we'll see how we do with it. And again, I think you get the gist of what the words are on the front. I don't need to show it to you, but let's not corrupt any young eyes that are watching just yet, at least not at my hand. So definitely a cool find. Next up are these fun vintage Tommy Hilfiger shorts. Now these are shorts, I know. Now, when you're looking at vintage Tommy Hilfiger, you want 90s ideally, but Y2K still does a pretty good job, and these are Y2K. Typically, the 90s tags have a bigger flag. The Tommy Hilfiger jeans, this is, I want to say like early 2000s, if maybe late 90s, just going by the style of these, because this is like what I wore in like late high school. But anyway, the fact that it's got the little flag right here, I think that these will sell fairly quickly. Shorts, it's kind of the end of summer right now, so we'll see how this does, but I don't think I would be super mad if this just didn't sell until next year. But I'll probably see somewhere between $20 and $30 on this. I do recommend though, keep your eyes out for true 90s vintage Tommy, because those things go for a fortune. And in terms of like shirts and jackets, the brighter and bolder the color, the better. Color block, over the top prints, etc. Next up, another J. Crew piece, and something that if it was in my size, it would not be leaving, because I love this color. But this is a cashmere sweater, 100% cashmere. It is a size 4. It's just a very classic fit cashmere sweater, the staple piece. This one in particular feels like it has maybe never been worn, maybe worn once. Like cashmere in general, even good quality cashmere, because of how soft it is and because of how like fuzzy the peach is on it, that's what the fuzziness is called. It does tend to pill even a little bit, right, like under the arms wherever there's friction. And there is nary a pill even looking to start here. So either somebody was like very diligent with shaving their clothing, or this has maybe been worn for like an hour and then donated. So I'll probably see somewhere, I'm gonna say probably about $40 to $50 on this. Cashmere is generally like a minimum of a $30 sale, and depending on the brand, obviously can go up into the atmosphere, but this was a great find. I love this color. I love, like, this classic style is just always a quick seller, this classic crew neck. So yes, 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 and yes on this. Next up, okay, this was a really cool piece. So this is from Seven for All Mankind, and it's just a little like polo dress. This fabric though, I wish you could feel it. I kind of feel like this is a wool blend, and it's ultra lightweight. Like, you can kind of see through the sleeves. You can kind of see my nails through there. It's got this kind of tricot stitching detail all over the seams. The crazy thing is, this is either a production sample or a fit sample, as is noted by the sample label here inside. If you are not familiar with like the process of like developing stuff, now every product has its own kind of journey before it hits stores. You'll have fit samples, which are samples that are kind of used to like basically dial in the fit, like dial in the patterns that go to the factories. And then you'll have production samples that come kind of after that, and that'll be the samples that have everything from like the textiles, the dyeing of the textiles, the construction, the buttons, all that kind of stuff all together. I'm gonna say that this is probably a production sample, and then when you go to like a trade show, so say this isn't like Seven for All Mankind sells to like major department stores. Say you're something that like goes to a trade show to show the lines, right? So you would bring production samples, and then from there you would get your orders from the stores, and then that's how you would determine the order that you place for those items in mass production, also known as MP in the world. I'm gonna guess with the fact that this is, you know, completely dyed and the buttons are here, whatever, this is a production sample. Either way, it's a size small. It's super cute. It's like a little almost tennis dress. It goes about knee length, but I'm really interested in what this fabric is. It's like a very lightweight piqué. Oh yeah, there's even like a little logo down here. That's gotta be a production sample. Anyway, very cool. I'll probably see, I don't know, $30 on that. If you're around like the New York area or the LA area where there's a lot of like apparel companies based, chances are you're gonna find some kind of sample pieces here and there as you're thrifting. You just wanna make sure that you label that they're samples, right? Like, that's just something you need to label. But I've sold quite a few and have never had a problem with them. So honestly, I think it's kind of cool because you can find some stuff that never even made it to stores. So I mean, I found one of the coolest 1990s ski suits ever. I'll see if I can get a picture right here. It was a fit sample, and I think I sold it for like $200. It was so over the top retro, so cool. Next up, this is a little anthropology piece, and I thought it was so cute, very boho. It's like a lightweight cotton in this pretty print. It's got a split front, little like jingly beads at the bottom here. I want to say that this is 2X. Yeah, this is a size 2X, and I always get excited when I find plus size Anthropologie. I mean, I've probably found over time 4 or 5 pieces, and they always sell really quick. I just don't think too many of them are A, made, or B, make it to the secondhand market. But this is in beautiful condition. Again, doesn't look like it's had much wear. It's cotton, it's boho. This is a slam dunk. Again, probably somewhere $30, $35 on this. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, this is an interesting one. This is from Pookie and Sebastian, and I've never found anything from Pookie and Sebastian before. I think they're kind of an older brand. I don't think that they're around anymore, but it's 100% silk. That's the label. Let me know if you've had experience with this brand. I more picked this up just for what it is. It's like a little kind of pop over Henley. It's got these really cool buttons here, which I really like. It's a nice relaxed fit, and then it's got roll-up sleeves in this nice like neutral taupe color. I'll probably see somewhere between like 25 and 32 on this. Again, more as a style pickup than anything, and the fact that it's silk. It's lovely and in fantastic condition. Next up, we've got another great sweater. I'm clearly stocking up. Fall is pretty much here. This is another J. Crew piece, but this is 3X end merino wool. So it's a turtleneck. I don't know how much dimension you're getting here, but that's a turtleneck. And then it's got some blouson sleeves to it. So it's 100% merino, it's ribbed, it's plus size. So it's like an elevated, interesting basic in a fantastic fiber. I'm not quite sure how I'll do on this. Like, I rarely find more than like 1 plus size piece when I'm outsourcing. So it's exciting to find at least 2 here. think I have another one or two in the bag. But either way, very, very cool. I'll probably have to do a little bit more research into this particular sweater, but again, like an elevated, interesting basic is always a good find. I realized how much J. Crew I found. That's not the last piece. Oh, next up, this is from Young, Fabulous, and Broke. This is a cute little smocked dress. I think this is meant to be like a beach dress. So it's a smocked top, and then on the side, there's a pretty tall slit. So this is something that'll be nice to like throw on over a bathing suit. Still nice and breezy, but still gives you a little bit of coverage. It's a size small, but it's in fantastic condition. This feels like brand new. Still has its little hangy straps there, which is always a nice thing when you have something strapless. And it's a lyocell cotton blend, so it has kind of the crispness of cotton with a little bit of the drape of lyocell. This will look great all steamed out, but again, probably somewhere $30, $35 on this. And this is something that even if it's meant to be like a regular dress, I can still kind of double dip with, you know, party dress, cocktail dress, but also use swim cover up, resort wear, all of those keywords. So just kind of like doubling that bucket of shoppers, you know, somebody who's looking for resort wear, also somebody who's looking for a little black dress. So very cool. Next up, okay, so this is from Zara, and I think that this is actually Zara men's, and I have very good luck with shirts like this, these kind of open weave cabana looking shirts. This is long sleeves, so it's got a little bit of a like transitional season vibe to it. It's black and cream striped. It's a size small, medium, again, something that can either be used as like a fun top or something to be worn at the beach. And I've sold quite a few shirts like this, and specifically this open weave with a stripe, now that I'm thinking about it. But it's Zara, so it's not anything that's gonna get me like $60 or anything like that. But I'll see probably $20, $25 on this, and I have no doubt that this will sell really, really quickly. That has been my experience with every piece like this that I have had. Okay, next up, this was an exciting little find. This is from ALC, which is, I think, Andrea Lieberman collection. Pretty high-end brand. This is a silk trapeze dress in this absolutely beautiful print. Just a very simple little like shirt dress. It is sleeveless. And I'm gonna guess that this is a size small because this looks pretty tiny, but it is a lovely little breezy, easy throw on and go. And it's got a covered placket. It's something you could honestly wear as like a vest as well, but high neck, but really lovely. I'm not quite sure what I'll get for this. Sold comps for ALC are kind of all over the place, so probably somewhere 30 to 50 maybe. It is a small size and it is a bold print, so maybe in the lower end of that range, but just again, the silk alone. Oh, there's a little bit of stretch to the silk as well, which I do love. Silk is usually just such a rigid fabric, and when it pulls, it looks durable. Next up, now hard left turn. This is a pair of faux leather leggings with a lace up front. Now, I see a lot of this stuff in the bins that's like absolutely garbage, like hot glued together. So it's kind of interesting that I even looked closer at this. The reason I grabbed this is because it's from Current Mood, and this is a Dolls Kill brand. And pretty much everything I've ever found from Dolls Kill, if you're unfamiliar with Dolls Kill is kind of like a multi-brand retailer of alternative clothing. So there's a bunch of different brands. I believe Current Mood is a like in-house brand, but it's one of the few places that you can go and get like rave wear, goth clothing, stuff like that. And the thing is, and this is the same way that it works with like retro clothing like ModCloth and Unique Vintage, there's just a limited amount of places that make stuff like that, and a dedicated buyer pool for whom this is probably a lifestyle, not a trend. You know, you think about your friendly neighborhood goth, that is how they dress every day. I mean, now they might dress in levels, they might, you know, go full tilt when they go to a concert, but even during the day, usually there is like a goth slant to their day wear. So it's a dedicated buyer pool and a limited pool of places that make it. That is a very good combination for resellers. So I would recommend that you do a little research on Dolls Kill, learn the different brands you're looking for. Darker Waves is one that I have had great success with, and almost every time I find it, initially when I'm picking it up, I feel like I'm picking up something that's been like shredded, like that's ripped beyond repair. wear. And it's just, you know, how they design it. So learn the labels, take a look online, see if you can see what the actual clothing labels look like. It will be worth your time investment, especially if you are somebody who's like shopping in the bins and able to source inexpensively. Now something like this, I'll probably see like $30, $35 on, maybe a little bit more. A great find. I don't find a lot of it, and I'm always excited when I do find something from Dolls Kill. Next up, now this is a brand I don't typically pick up, but I really liked this little dress. This is from Rachel Roy, and it's just a little navy blue fit and flare. It's got like a little flounce here at the end. This is brand new with tags. Original retail price, $119. It's a size 4. It's got a cute little lace up back. And I mean, the thing about this is it's preppy. You know, obviously this was like the summer of prep, lots of stripes, lots of navy blues, boat shoes, like just think old money, but like old money on the yacht. You know what I'm saying? So I'm interested to see how this does. I don't see a lot of Rachel Roy, but when I do see it, I haven't picked it up. So we'll see. I'm gonna guess probably somewhere $30, $35 on this. Let me know if you do a lot of Rachel Roy or if this is a brand that you keep your eyes out for. Let me know your experience with it, because this is a first for me. Next up, a couple of cool vintage pieces. This is a straight out of the 90s vintage silk top from Robert Stock. Now, I've found quite a few of these Robert Stock vintage silk pieces, and they've always sold really well for me. This feels pristine. This really feels like it might have been worn once or twice. I mean, this fabric just could not look more like 90s upholstery if it tried, right? Like this was the upholstery in your doctor's office when you went in to get your like checkup. You know what I'm saying? Like this is so 90s. Stuff like this I generally see between like $25 and $35 on. And it's the kind of, what size is this? Oh, extra large. And it's definitely a breezy fit. This silk is really nice though. Very, very lightweight. This is the kind of stuff that I always expect to sell on Depop, but recently 9 times out of 10, it's going on eBay. So just another little like, you should be cross-listing moment. I promise it's like not that much more effort than just listing on one platform. I promise it's really not that much more difficult, like a few extra clicks. But if I only listed these on Poshmark, I would never sell them because I've never sold one of these kind of pieces on Poshmark. So there you go. And another one that I'm gonna say right now is probably gonna sell on Depop, but will, you know, more than likely sell on eBay. This is a little vintage denim vest with the cutest little patchwork embellishment on the front. There's little buttons and these hearts. It's so cute. It's from Blair. I've definitely sold a couple pieces from Blair. These vests and denim shirts in particular, they tend to sell way quicker than I anticipate them doing. And I do always make sure, especially with vests, that I use the term like teacher and teacher vest, because a lot of teachers wear these kind of fun, funky little vests to school. Like I know 2 different people that are like from 2 different friend groups that don't know each other, and they both do this. So just make sure you're getting like teacher vests and stuff like that in your listing, because people are looking for stuff like that. Again, probably about $25 on this. Next up, okay, so this is an interesting one. I'm very interested to hear your take on this brand, if you have ever sold it, if you're familiar with it. If you don't know this about me, or if you're new to this channel, I'm pretty well versed in the outdoors world. I used to live in Utah. I lived in the mountains of Utah. I'm very involved in outdoor sports, but this is from K-Way. Now, K-Way is a French brand, and you don't see a lot of it here in the States. Their quality is really, really nice. They were really popular back in the 90s, I think in like the soccer world. Obviously, these are tech pants. These are like convertible hiking pants. So they'll sell no matter what, and I'll probably see probably about 40 to 50 bucks on these. But they also have done some collabs with Japanese designers. They've kind of built this little bit of a corner in the gorpcore world, which really did come out of Japan. And some of the pieces from K-Way sell for like $600, $700, like depending on what they are. Now these retail were, I want to say, close to $200 or $300. They're pretty high-end outdoors brand, but I'm interested to see how this will do, because this is obviously a very functional piece of K-Way. Again, just one of those things that's like really unusual to find here in the States. Let me know if you're familiar with it, if you've ever had experience with it. But it's definitely a brand to keep your eyes out for. You know, there's always a ton of like no-name athletic wear brands in the bins, and if you are not familiar with K-Way, it would be easy to like move right past it, but that is the label you're looking for. There's also a really cool, more like retro looking label. I'll see if I can find a picture of it and put it right here. So just keep your eyes out for it. Definitely snag it if the price is right. I highly doubt it's a brand that any thrift store would jack up the price on, because it is a pretty niche brand and I would really doubt that anybody would be super familiar with it, but great find. And they're in like perfect condition. So even just on like the hiking technical pant aspect of it, brand notwithstanding, this is a good pickup. Oh, next up, we've got a little pair of Lululemon trousers. I've obviously slowed down picking up Lululemon leggings. I do still pick some up if it's like something that I know is in high demand. And sometimes I'll pick them up just for like a trade-in. These are kind of like female ABC pants, if you will, although the fabric's a little bit nicer. I hate the fabric on those ABC pants. I think it grosses me out. Men still love them, and it's probably better than what they've had available to them, but this I think feels a little bit nicer. This feels a little bit more cottony, but it's just kind of like a tailored leg. There's a little logo there in the back. It's got this kind of mid-rise, which is good for now, and some little pockets. So something like this. I'm gonna have to find what this specific model is. I don't know what it is, but anywhere between like 25 and 60 depending on what it is and how in demand it is. But always a great find to find these kind of like wear to work Lululemon pieces, because their quality is really like exceptional for athletic wear. All right, and the last thing in this first bag, this might be something that I keep for myself. This is a little t-shirt from Boys Lie. Now, Boys Lie is a very trendy brand right now, and the logo is that little like oh, here you go. The logo is this little cherub with the devil horns. And I felt this, I'm like, this feels just like really nice t-shirt, really like nice slub t-shirt. Keep your eyes out for it. Some of the pieces resell really, really well. Like there is a newer version of this t-shirt. It's got this little painting there on the back. They're reselling for like 30 bucks. So keep your eyes out for it. I know it's really big here in LA. I don't know how big it is out in the rest of the world just yet, but a lot of like local influencers are wearing this kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a good find. And again, just like ultra soft t-shirt. Yeah, 100% cotton, made in the US, like a nice slub. So again, keep your eyes out for this brand. All right, next up, these are a pair of Michael Stars linen pants. Now, Michael Stars is a brand I actually see quite a bit of, and I leave most of it behind. Very high end, like this is pretty expensive stuff, but it just doesn't resell for all that much. A lot of his stuff are like basics, they're really high end basics. Obviously, like they're nice quality. If you're in the market for yourself, you should absolutely consider them. But these are some wide leg, ankle length linen pants. So this is where I'm still in on Michael Stars. I will probably see about $30 to $35 on these, and they're size large. I have no doubt that these will sell pretty quickly. I'll try to get these listed pretty soon. We are at the tail end of summer here, but I mean, there's a lot of places in this country where linen pants are kind of appropriate all year long, such as right here. So yeah, great find. Again, very selective with what I pick up from Michael Stars. And like this, I would probably pay up for a little bit at a thrift store, but certainly not if it was like marked up in any way, shape, or form. But if you see stuff like this at the bins, you should be grabbing it, especially if it's in great condition. Next up, okay, this is an interesting one that I still need to do some research on. I initially picked this up because it looks like a vintage ski sweater. We all know that I love a vintage ski sweater, right? So this is from a brand called Bear Fox Sport. And I brought it home again because it's got that vibe, so I can obviously use vintage ski sweater, all that kind of stuff. And I do believe that this is from the 90s, just going by the tag. But the interesting thing on this brand, and again, this is where I have to do a little bit more research on it, is that they do a lot of kind of retro sport type pieces. Not necessarily that they were like a ski brand. I asked some people I know in the ski industry, I'm like, do you recognize this brand? You know, was this a smaller brand back in the 90s, whatever? And they're like, no. So they must have been some kind of streetwear brand that did these kind of retro sport type pieces back in the day. And there's a couple pieces on Grail that are going for a pretty high price. I'm not quite sure. It's a size 3XL. So we'll find out. This is a TBD thing. This could be $20, this could be $80, this could be anywhere in between those two numbers, or above or below. So we'll find out. But it's in great condition and definitely 90s vintage. So even with just those kind of things going for it, it should move. Next up, another thing I might keep for me if it fits and looks good. This is from Pilcrow. This is like a kind of cropped green and blue striped rugby-ish style shirt. It's got these little grommets. And when I first picked this up, I'm like, was there supposed to be a lace that goes through these grommets? And there's not. I did look it up though. But this is the newer tag Pilcrow, if you are unfamiliar. That is the newer tag Pilcrow. And the sold comps on this sweatshirt are between like 30 and 50 bucks. So I won't be mad if it doesn't fit. I do love a rugby style shirt. I love these colors and I love these colors together. So like I said, if it fits and looks good on me, I'm probably going to keep it. But if I don't love the way that it looks, I will put it up for sale. It's very, very cute. And it's a size large, I believe, right? Yeah, size large. Next up, this little Y2K fantasy. This is from Club Monaco and it's silk. I don't know if you can kind of tell that, but it's just a little like surplice neck, pleated cocktail dress. I love these little flounces here where the straps attach to the dress. It's like very, very delicate. Feels very like fantasy to me for some reason. It's also, I'm fairly sure, basically brand new with tags. It is a size 2, so it'll take maybe a little bit longer to sell, but you know, we're coming up into the school season, so we've got homecoming, HOCO, H-O-C-O, that's what the kids are calling homecoming these days. We've got formals, winter formals, snowballs, you know, whatever. So these kind of pieces will start moving, you know, especially in a size 2. I find something in a size 2, I'm always kind of excited when it's something that is like marketed towards more like college kids. You just tend to have a lot more size 2s in college, you know, than you do in like the regular working world. They haven't been hit by the stress of the real world yet. So their cortisol is blissfully in balance. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, something like this, I'll probably see like $40 on this. Like, I love this finishing when you see it on silk chiffon. I don't know if you can kind of, I love this finishing on silk chiffon. I just think it adds such a delicate, like elevated touch. And for the life of me, I can't remember what it is called right now. So absolutely gorgeous. Next up, another Anthropologie piece. This is a little dress. This is by Anthropologie. This is something that I think will go probably for holiday. This is definitely not a holiday print, but the green and the white kind of gives that vibe. And I can see this being like holiday in the South, you know, like holiday where it's not 12 degrees and snowing outside. It's a little cotton gauze. It's fully lined in the bodice. The gauze, the sleeves are 1 ply, smocked trim there. It's got a little ruffle with a little like lace inset detail there. It is an extra small, so it might take a little extra time to sell, but either way, I mean, it's still by Anthropologie. And by Anthropologie, of all of the Anthropologie house brands, has been selling like amongst the best for me. So I'm always excited to see a piece, especially in the bins where I'm getting it for, you know, $1 or $2. Next up, this is not for sale, but just got this for my little nephew. His name is Reese. So there's like a little cape with an R on the back. So adorable. I love to kid out the kids in my life with funky things that I find. I don't know if this was like handmade or if this was like something that came this way, but either way, imagination toys are our friend. Okay. Next up, this is a little Dodgers jersey. And it's funny because this doesn't look like the Dodgers jerseys that I'm familiar with, so this must have been an alternate at some point. This is from Majestic, so it's definitely, you know, like official licensed merchandise. I don't know if it's older or if it's an alternate. Anybody here from the LA area who's like a Dodgers fan, let me know if this was like an official uniform that the team wore or if this is more of like a fashion moment. Either way, these kind of things, especially blank jerseys, people like the blank jerseys because either they are, you know, not somebody who's going to leave the team or they like to get it like customized with their name. I think that they sell a little bit faster. Certainly if they're older, you know, they don't have somebody's name on the back, then that's fine. I mean, it's one thing if you have like a Mike Schmidt Phillies jersey. Go Phils. Everybody knows who Mike Schmidt is, and literally if you go to a Phillies game today, you're gonna see at least 20 or 30 people still wearing Mike Schmidt jerseys. He's like our legend. But the same can't be said for like a Chase Utley jersey. He was like the star of the Phillies when we won the World Series in 2008, but he's not like the legend like Mike Schmidt is. Anyway, $30 on this, give or take a little bit. I wanna see if I can figure out like what this style is, but again, if anybody here is from the LA area or a longtime Dodgers fan, let me know if this looks familiar. Every jersey that I see has Dodgers written in like that script across the front. I've never seen anything like this. So Okay, so this was kind of an interesting find, and this is one of two things that I found from this person's closet. I'm almost positive because they're around the same size. This is a blazer suit jacket, and it is beautiful. I felt it. I'm like, that is 100% wool. It's got this really like delicate check. It's like a micro check in there. I've been trying to figure out if there's any navy blue in here because it looks to me navy blue in some light, and I think that there is a blue thread through here, but overall this is black and gray. But it's a beautiful fabric. It's in beautiful condition. It's a modern cut with the 2 buttons, and the designer on this, if you are unfamiliar, is Canali. So I don't do a ton of menswear, and I don't know a ton about different menswear brands. I know that there's a bunch of like extremely high-end labels like a Canali, like a Brioni. But like I was down on Rodeo Drive not too long ago, and there is a Canali store there. This blazer alone would be like $3,000. So I'll try to do a little bit of research, see if I can figure out like the model of this, but either way, this should be like $100 to $150, maybe a little bit more, because I do think that this is pretty modern. It's a larger size, so I don't know how that comes into play. If any of you guys do suiting, I know that there's a couple of you guys out there that do menswear, that do suiting, so let us know what you guys see. Do you see like bigger sizes in quality suiting sell better, smaller sizes, or is it like those kind of middle of the road sizes that do best for you? Because I can see the validity of any of those statements. Anyway, let us know your experience, because obviously you have a lot more than me. I pick up things like this only when I see them and only when they're in fantastic condition. Let me put that in the back there. I don't want to crush that. Next up, this was a little piece that I picked up, and I grabbed it because it felt so dreamy. This is ultra lightweight cotton. It feels like gossamer, but it also feels strong. And like anytime I've ever felt jersey like this, it's been a really high-end brand. And like when I was in the bins, this is the tag. I couldn't read it because, you know, eyes getting old. And I got home and I took a picture of it. I zoomed in, and it's Humanoid, which is like a minimalist brand, very high end. And this, I mean, I haven't been able to find like this little nightgown. I think that this is a nightgown or a dress, either way. This probably retailed like 180 bucks. They're very expensive, and it's just a new brand that I learned. I'm not quite sure what I'll get on this piece, probably, you know, $20 to $30. It is pretty insignificant. Like the quality of this fabric is so nice, and it's wild when you think about like, you know, jersey is jersey, cotton is cotton, but like there are multitudes between cheap cotton and excellent cotton, and between like short staple yarns and long staple yarns and whatever. There are literally multitudes of cotton, and this just feels so dreamy. But also a brand I'm personally going to be on the lookout for, to see if I can find any pieces for me, because I really like their vibe and I'd never heard of them before. All right, next up, this is one of those things that I knew what it was just from seeing a little bit of the fabric kind of poking up. These are from Aritzia, and this is the Effortless Pant. And this is like the item from Aritzia. Aritzia, if you're unfamiliar, it's like a Canadian brand. They make really high-end basics, and they got really famous because of these pants. They are like trousers, but the classic version of these pants use this like Japanese crepe that has a very distinct weave to it. And I don't know if you're gonna really be able to see that on the camera, but it's like something. I have 2 pair of these. I have one in like a camel and one in black, so I'm very familiar with it, and when I see it I can spot it like a million miles away. These are a size 8. They retail for like $188. They are so expensive. They are gorgeous though. Like if you are somebody who works in an office, if you are somebody who likes a tailored pant, or if you are somebody who has to like, you know, dress business professional, where an investment in a great pair of pants that like feels good is going to be worth it, absolutely look up the Effortless Pants. You will not be disappointed. This crepe has just the most beautiful drape to it. It's very like billowy when you walk. Anyway, again, these retail for $188. On the resale market, the black ones in particular are going about $60 or $70. So I'll probably see somewhere in that range. This is an exciting find for the bins. This is truly a pair of pants that should probably live in your closet forever, because they are really well made. And again, this fabric is just a dream. Like you'll take mine out of my cold dead hands. You know what I'm saying? An exciting find for the bins. That's an exciting find for the thrift. By all means, if you find the Effortless Pants at the thrift store and they're $10 or $15, like buy them. You will get your money back. Next up, oh, this thing is so wrinkled. This is a little like strapless mini dress from Pepper Mayo. This is like the second Pepper Mayo thing I found in a month. That is the label you're looking for. Pepper Mayo is one of those really trendy brands right now. They've done some really clever seeding. They do some great advertising. They're priced at like about mid-range. And a lot of their stuff is really like preppy, these kind of like light colors, pastel colors. They do some like, you know, party dresses, not necessarily like formal dresses, but like party dresses. And again, they're really popular. This is a white dress, so I'm going to be able to use, you know, bridal, bachelorette, all those different keywords. Also initiation dress, because sorority initiations are right around the corner, and a lot of sororities wear white in their initiation. I'm not spoiling any secrets here, though I am a sorority girl. But Pepper Mayo just is in demand right now. So I'll probably see like $30 to $40 on this dress. And if you have like a wedding that you're going to coming up, I would recommend taking a look at them. Their pieces are nice, they're well made, they're like, this is lined in cotton, not polyester. I think that the quality for the price that you get is really good. I'm impressed with it. It's better than the quality I see in a lot of pieces that are like twice the price. So super impressed, and you should keep them in mind if you have things that you're shopping for coming up, either on the secondhand market or new. I would confidently buy from them. Okay, so this was a weird one. I think that this is a boutique brand, but I picked it up because I know a lot of people love this kind of style. So this is from a brand called Latiste by Amy. Again, I think that this is a boutique brand, but this is a little lightweight jacket, and it's got all this fun embroidery all over it. So this is kind of like a utility style jacket. It's got some studs, it's got some patches, it's like 3D floral embroidered patchwork. Little peace sign here at the bottom. The other side has like a crane on it. It's really cute. I mean, again, I don't think that this was a particularly expensive jacket. It's oversized. I want to say that this is a size small. Zip this up so we can get a concept of exactly how big that is. Yeah, so this is a size small, and it is definitely oversized. Like I'm like a large or extra large, and I could easily wear this. Got a drawstring there around the bottom. I'm not quite sure what I'll get for this. I have to do a little bit more research into the brand, see if I can find any sold comps on this, but 100% this was just a style pickup for me. Like, I just picked this up because I know people love this kind of stuff. I love the blend of like a utility looking jacket with this kind of embroidery. And I mean, like, studs. There's little like studs there around the stars. Anyway, very cute. I'll probably $30, $35 on this. Guys, we are making our way through. This is another cashmere sweater, and another cashmere sweater from J. Crew. Now this one has some pilling on it, so I'm gonna do a little TLC on this, get it back to looking brand new, but again, it's 100% cashmere. It's a size medium, again, that classic crew neck silhouette. A black cashmere sweater will always be in style. Again, probably somewhere around $40 on this. Just need to give it a little bit of TLC to get this looking fresh and brand new again. Again, black cashmere sweater just is an always sale. Next up, now this is another brand that I'm not familiar with. It's Lifestyle Petite. Don't know if it's particularly like high-end brand, but this is cotton linen blend. But I more picked it up because of this absolutely gorgeous embroidery work all over. Isn't this gorgeous? So it's very colorful. It's all over, which we love to see. I hate seeing stuff that's embroidered or embellished in the front and is blank in the back. Like, my God, just spend the extra money to do the other side of the garment, especially if you are charging up. Like, the amount of like $300 dresses I've seen that have like waist detail in the front but not in the back. I'm like just spend the extra money and charge us the extra $5 that it costs. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so this is in beautiful condition. It's a size petite large. This actually feels kind of long. I guess this is meant to be tunic length though. Yeah, it's got those tall side bends. So this is supposed to be tunic length for a petite gal. Anyway, something like this I'll probably see 25 to 32 on. Again, purely a style pickup, and this embroidery is just so lovely. It's got a decent weight to it too. This isn't particularly like lightweight, so it feels like that embroidery has like a nice base on it. So it's a good transitional piece from summer into fall. Okay, so I have some research to do on these, but I felt these in the bins, right? I felt this satin, and I'm like, that is silk satin. Silk satin just has a very distinct feel to it, and it felt really nice. And I felt all the construction up here, and it felt really high end. And then I saw the label, and it says Celine. Now, it's got all the internal pieces that are also labeled. All of the snaps are etched. So I need to go through and see if I can find these pants. I mean, this would be an incredible find if I can confirm that they are legit. I don't know how much people are actually duping Celine clothing. Like, you know, bags for sure. There's a million counterfeit Celine bags out there, but clothing, I mean, it just feels like something that you don't see duped as much, especially when it's something that's like not overtly logoed, you know, like you'll see a Gucci sweater in the thrift store and it's like, okay, 95% chance it's counterfeit, right? Especially if it's something that says Gucci across the front, has the big G's or whatever the case may be. When you're dealing with something that is really like subtle, like there is branding on this, but if you don't know what this is, if you're not the one wearing it, you're probably not getting up close to somebody's leg and being like, oh, there's Celine, right? So like that kind of lends to them being legit, and the quality feels incredible. And they're silk with a little bit of stretch, made in France. All the internal construction is really nicely finished. You know, like these little internal hang tags are woven, they're not printed. Like there's a lot telling me that it's legitimate. So we'll see. You know, if they're legit, they probably retailed about $1,000, and on the resale market, they'll go between 100 and 300 depending. So more research to be done on this, but they are gorgeous. So wish me luck on the deep dive here. But yeah, the quality on these is really gorgeous, and this textile is a dream. 5 to go here. We still have that amazing vintage piece to go and some pocket treasure. I'm just gonna keep teasing that until we get there. Anyway, these are a pair of diesel jeans, and you always want to keep your eyes out for diesel jeans. They're so expensive, and they have like a cult following and have since the Y2K era. This little tag right here is an easy way to kind of spot them in a pile of jeans. They always have this little diagonal label there in the front pocket. So these are the 1956 5-pocket D tulip jeans. So I have to do a little research onto what these are reselling for. They are a waist size 25, which is something that will hold them up a little bit, but they're basically a straight leg jean. They're in great condition, button fly, high rise. There are certain ones of this particular style of jean that have resold in the $300 range. And there are certain ones of this style that have resold in like the $50 or $60 range. So I'm not quite sure. I need to do a little bit more of a dive on diesel jeans. Something I should probably do anyway, just for like my own education. Of course, I'll pass whatever I learn on to you guys. But either way, even at the $50, $60 range, I'm gonna be super happy about that because I did find these in the bin. So we'll find out. But just know that like if you see diesel jeans, you know, again, even if you're in the regular thrift store, do a quick comp, of course. They'll have the information printed here on the inside of the pocket, and then on the back of this little QR code authenticator things. But even, you know, if you're paying $10 for them, like diesel jeans are a safe bet. They're extremely expensive new, and some of them actually go up in value. So a safe bet, even at the low end here. Guys, this was 32 ounces of matcha. I may never sleep again. Bing. Next up, this is a line of compression wear called Virus. I picked one of these up a little while ago just because it felt really nice. Like the textiles feel really, really nice. Like this feels like Lululemon quality, which is saying something because you don't see that a lot in leggings. I know a lot of people are like, oh, these Amazon dupes. Like I can tell the difference. I can 1000% tell the difference between the $20 dupe on Amazon and the real deal. There is just a world of difference in terms of construction quality and textiles and all that kind of stuff. These actually feel Lululemon quality. And to be totally honest, this feels like Nulux. This actually feels like that fabric. Anyway, this is like a men's compression pant. I've bought and sold one of these before. It sold in like a day, if memory serves me right. It sold super, super quick. It sold for like $32, I think. So I would expect to see, you know, somewhere 25 to 35 on these, and probably pretty quickly, especially with pants as we're going into fall and winter. And, you know, there's a lot of like athletes that'll wear something like this underneath shorts. Like, you know, you see like football players practicing for the upcoming season, and as they go into the winter, their practices, they're wearing stuff like this under shorts. So plus with college athletics ramping up and all that kind of stuff, that'll sell really, really quickly. Next up, this is a little double gauze dress, which is always a yes, right? Like it's a shell pink, it's really lovely, but the brand on this, I saw this first. I saw that little red hit of stitching on the back and I knew exactly what brand this was. This is Serena. And Serena is a really expensive brand. As somebody with a really short shoulder, I always appreciate an adjustable strap. I extra appreciate this kind of strap. See how it's got buttonholes and then it buttons down so you can kind of shorten it with a button instead of like a little metal thing? I live for that. This would be immediately on the shortest setting for me. Anyway, Serena, super high-end brand. This was probably, I don't know, $250, $300. I'll probably see somewhere between 80 and 150 depending on what it is. It is a size extra small, so it might take a little bit longer, but definitely something that I'll use resort wear and all those keywords because this is easily like a little beach dress, you know, something you throw on over a swimsuit and you're good for cocktails. But it's got pockets, beautiful quality double gauze, just really, really lovely. Definitely a brand to be on the lookout for sure. Especially in that nice pastel, which is still having a big moment as we go into fall. Do we want vintage first or do we want pocket treasure? Let's do vintage. It's sitting on top. So this is maybe one of my most favorite vintage pieces that I've ever found in my entire life. So I saw this kind of ruffle skirt peeking up and I pulled it out because of course this looks like an 80s prom dress. And here's the bodice. Guys, this is leather. This is leather and lace right here. I was like losing my mind in the bins. So this is from Ferenz, Santa Barbara, made in the USA, 100% genuine leather. I mean, like straight out of the 80s. Like this was the girl at the rock club. I can almost smell the Marlboro Reds on this. It actually doesn't really smell like smoke, which is kind of a miracle for this. But like, can you handle this? Because I cannot. This has little smocked panels on the side for like a perfect fit, so it's not like falling down. It's boned. It still has the little hanger straps here attached. It's in great condition, considering the fact that it's almost 40 years old. But like right now, it's got that basque waist. It's got the point. I'm so interested to see where this is gonna go to. I will probably see somewhere between $100 and $150 on this. I have no doubt that it will probably go at least before Halloween because this is like just the ultimate 80s rock chick outfit, right? But I'm so interested to see where this goes. Like if this ends up going to a costume house or if this is going to just, you know, somebody who's going to wear it to dress up, or if somebody's going to wear this as like, you know, a legit cocktail dress, which like iconic. Anyway, cannot handle this. A leather cocktail dress. Straight out of the 80s, and that's like, that lace panel is sheared down to the belly. Obsessed. Absolutely, positively obsessed with this. And I gotta say, like, the quality is really nice on that too. All right, and finally, guys, we've got a little pocket treasure. So this is what I found that I believe also belonged to the same guy who had the Canali jacket that I found. There was like a pile of blazers and these were the two that I was really interested in. So I picked this up and I'm like, this is linen. This is like a linen blazer, which is like an always pick up if you find a good quality one. So I picked it up. It's unlined. And again, this is a big coat, this is a big boy. And I saw the label made in Italy. So if you are looking through suits and you're not quite sure what you're looking at, like always look, the made in tags are usually like right up here. So you'll see like made in China, made in Vietnam. If you see made in Italy, made in Portugal, made in France, made in Switzerland, you want to pay attention and do a little bit of comping. So I look on the inside of the flap and I didn't really see anything, and I didn't see anything here at first. And then I looked really closely and it's John Barbados. So a John Barbados linen blazer. This was probably, I don't know, $1,400 new. And it's like brand new condition. But when I picked it up, so the pocket is kind of like big and open. So I saw something sticking out of it. And just like before I do it, I want to give you like 30 seconds to throw your guesses into the comments because I want to know what you think that this is. Okay, did you lock in your guesses? Let's find out what it is. ladies and gentlemen, it's a baggie. And that is a baggie full of Viagra. And I mean, like, not one or two. This is generic Viagra. I did look it up by like the code on here, but I saw it on like little blue pill. I laughed so loud in the bins when I saw this, and I'm like, I cannot wait to show this to you guys. Yeah, this guy was looking to party. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy was looking for a good time. I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna have to figure out how to dispose of these, but I laughed so hard when I saw this. I mean, who walks around with a Ziploc bag of 19 Viagra? Anyway, so did you guess right? I cannot wait to see what you guessed down in the comments. Like, I saw a baggie and I'm like, is it nose candy? That's, this is LA. It's not uncommon to see, it's not uncommon. I've definitely actually found that in a purse before. Wasn't expecting Viagra. But here we are. Anyway, this jacket is basically brand new, so I'll probably see like $150 for it. That was an adventure. So yeah, like I said, I have to figure out how to dispose of these. Anyway, that is it, guys. This was just like one of the most fun days that I had in the bins. I mean, I probably disturbed like 15 people's shopping by how hard I laughed when I pulled that thing out of the pockets. Oh my God, we all had a laugh at it. But some incredible pieces, some incredible bolos, some great menswear. That leather dress, like I literally cannot handle it. I cannot handle that dress. It is so iconic. But yeah, it was a great day. So I had 39 pieces here, and the retail value on everything that I got is just over $10,000. Which is insane. That is one of the best values for a haul this size that I've ever gotten. And I think I've got sales here of about $1,500, which is, again, for 39 pieces, an incredible return. Like, no bread and butter here. Like, no bread and butter here. No Free People, no J. Jill, no Chico's. Like, this was all really kind of cool and interesting pieces. But guys, thank you so much for hanging with me and nerding out about some of these things with me. I know I got a good laugh out of what I found in that jacket pocket. I hope you guys got a good laugh. Just like imagine the guy. Just imagine the guy walking around with 20 Viagras in his pocket. Like, gross. But honestly, I appreciate you guys taking a little bit of your time to hang with me. I know we are all so busy, so I appreciate it so much. But guys, if you had fun, please consider leaving a like or a comment on this video. Of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along on this journey. Don't forget, if you want to give Vendu a try, click the link down in the description box below. But without further ado, guys, I hope you have the most beautiful week. Happy hunting, check the pockets, and I will see you all in the next one.